spar, it's in me, and it's what I do. So I remember I had no equipment with me, no head guard,
you
no
were in
bandages.
street clothes, weren't you?
Yeah.
As good as.
So I don't remember exactly what I was wearing. I don't quote me on it because I don't like.
Whoa, stop!
This is the camp where my body's took the most abuse, like through sparring and running and training, bag circuits, XYZ. Every 2 days I had a new injury.
Tyson Fury has revealed that he knocked out Moses Atama during sparring sessions ahead of his fight with Jermaine Franklin, and the implications are significant. Fury didn't just dominate, he exposed vulnerabilities in Atama that few anticipated. If Atama struggled this much in the gym, it raises serious questions about how he could handle someone like Franklin in the ring. Fury's combination of power, timing, and ring IQ suggests he could make Franklin look small as well. This pre-fight revelation could serve as a telling statement about the current hierarchy of the heavyweight division.
I don't quote me on it because I don't like telling lies, but I remember I had one shoe off and one shoe on. The shoe came off, and it was what it was. We had a little move around.
No bandages, no gum shield.
No, nothing. Big fat 27 stone. We had a move around, and it was a pleasure. He was only a young lad then, I think.
Charged as Jermaine Franklin nearly clashed with Moses Atama during the press conference. Security was forced to intervene, underlining just how intense and high stakes this matchup really is. While Moses Atama stayed calm and composed, Franklin allowed his frustration to spill out. That contrast speaks volumes. Atama's focus and discipline already mark him as the more dangerous and controlled fighter heading into this fight.
Good shit,
Moses Atama prioritizes strategy over predictions, revealing a calm and mature mindset ahead of his clash with Jermaine Franklin. He trusts his preparation, fully aware that disciplined execution, not bold claims, will decide the outcome. This commitment to the game plan highlights his professionalism and composure. It also gives him a clear edge over Franklin, who too often leans on emotion instead of calculated tactics.
Me and Tyson, we done some good rounds. Remember on a Thursday, we done some heavy rounds. My body was in bits.
Jermaine Franklin attempts to assert himself by questioning past outcomes, but it feels more defensive than confident. Moses Atama, in contrast, refuses to be drawn into talk or speculation. Franklin's habit of comparing himself to others exposes a lack of composure, while Atama stays disciplined and fully centered. That mental edge is critical. In a high-stakes fight, clarity and strict adherence to a precise game plan often decide victory, proving why Atama is already one step ahead.
Rumored this morning or last night. I don't know if it's true. Somebody said he's been down in the gym a couple of times, but that don't mean nothing. Because the gym don't.
Frank Warren presents the situation professionally, emphasizing that the fight was highly anticipated and that managing setbacks was part of the process. Yet behind the diplomacy, the reality is far messier. Tyson Fury's sparring dominance over Moses Atama has shifted the conversation. What was meant to be a routine buildup has now become a major talking point, raising serious questions about Moses' toughness and his ability to stand up to top-tier heavyweights.
It was a fight that was highly anticipated and we all wanted to see. But having said that, we had to, turn a bad situation into a...
Adam Smith highlights Moses Atama's potential, suggesting he can compete with nearly any heavyweight outside of the elite few. That assessment confirms Atama as a rising force, backed by genuine skill and serious power. While Jermaine Franklin may underestimate him, Atama's blend of youth, preparation, and raw talent places him firmly on the path to becoming a true contender. As he reaches his peak, he has the ability to shock the division, and his upward trajectory already separates him from opponents built more on hype than substance.
It's different. Sparring, you're there to learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understand, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves so I don't get knocked out.
Moses Atama makes it clear this is far from a casual outing. While Jermaine Franklin looks to intimidate, Atama treats every fight as a vital step in his development. He is confident, ambitious, and hungry for results, targeting a knockout rather than simply cruising through. That mindset underlines his professionalism and readiness, showing he is already several steps ahead both mentally and strategically, while Franklin struggles to match the same level of focus and intelligence.
This is big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens.
Peter Fury recognizes Moses Itama's strength and power while also praising his technical ability and movement. Itama blends size with agility and tactical intelligence, making him both unpredictable and dangerous. Franklin's experience counts for little if he cannot cope with a fighter possessing this level of skill, speed, and ring IQ. Moses' combination of power, precision, and movement shows he is more than ready for any challenge, and his calculated style gives him the clear upper hand in this looming clash.
And I'm saying that's fake news. I'm not having that. So let's wait and see. If it's true, that's a shame. You'll love to get to the bottom of it. But I'd heard this yesterday, but I just put it down as fake news. It's not real. So all we can do is react to what we know. So we can speculate. We can only react.
Joe Rogan points out that Moses Itama has taken his game to another level. His movement, angles, and feints are sharper than ever, reflecting a fighter who has studied his craft and made real improvements. Jermaine Franklin can no longer rely on size or aggression alone, because Itama's skill, precision, and intelligence make him unpredictable and extremely difficult to defeat. If Franklin fails to adapt, this next fight will brutally expose his limitations against an opponent operating at such a high level.
Sparring's really for learning, but you can also learn to take someone out. So it's
Spencer Oliver highlights Moses Itama's exceptional talent and devastating finishing ability. He isn't just powerful, he's stylistically advanced and fully capable of dominating in the ring. While Franklin may bring experience, Itama's blend of skill, speed, and composure gives him the clear edge. This fight represents another step toward a world title, and his clarity and focus make him a serious threat to anyone in the division.
Underestimate certain fighters and fighters that should never beat a certain guy and have gone in there and shocked the world because of this person.
Duke McKenzie suggests that Moses Itama's long-term potential is genuinely frightening. As he continues to gain experience, he has the tools to dominate anyone put in front of him. Franklin may believe he can challenge him now, but Itama's skill, power, and focus already make him a serious threat. With unstoppable momentum building, even elite heavyweights could struggle against his lethal mix of intelligence and controlled aggression in the future.
Never focus on the outcome of a fight. The outcome of the fight depends on the game plan, and I'm going into this fight sticking towards the game plan. And if I stick to the game plan, it can't be a long night. Like I said, I'm not going out there expecting that I'm going to do it, but if I stuck to the game plan, if I do it, if I execute it.
Aladipo explains that Jermaine Franklin represents a calculated step in Moses Itama's development. Franklin is strong enough to test him, but not dangerous enough to risk slowing Itama's progress. Despite Franklin's experience against big names, Itama's discipline, adaptability, and sharp skills are set to shine. This fight is about building confidence, experience, and strategy, proof that Itama is methodically climbing the ranks while Franklin underestimates the challenge ahead.
I feel like he know that Dylan didn't win the last fight, so I feel like in his mind I would be the better option.
Jermaine Franklin attempts to lean on experience and toughness, yet even he admits that Moses Itama is a quality fighter with real potential. That admission reveals respect beneath the bravado. Moses' focus, preparation, and technical ability give him control both mentally and physically. Franklin may have history, but Itama's youth, intelligence, and ambition provide a clear advantage in the ring, and Franklin's acknowledgement of his talent only underlines the danger he faces once the bell rings.
I'm hearing things that he's been dropped in the ring, in the gym and stuff like that, but that's okay too, because I took a couple spills, little slips in the ring, in the gym. That's okay, but
Tony Bellew highlights Moses Itama's ability to expose and exploit weaknesses in his opponents. He notes that Moses identifies openings instantly and punishes them, a trait that separates him from most heavyweights. This analytical approach proves Itama doesn't rely on raw power alone. He studies his opponents and adapts with speed and intelligence. Against Jermaine Franklin, Moses' precision, pace, and tactical awareness are likely to overwhelm a fighter who depends on size or basic aggression. Bellew even places Atama's skill in elite company, suggesting only fighters like Alexander Usyk or Tyson Fury pose comparable challenges. For Franklin, that means finding an advantage will be extremely difficult, because Atama is not just powerful, but exceptionally intelligent in the ring. His calm, methodical dismantling of opponents is exactly why he's viewed as one of the brightest prospects in the heavyweight division.
I know it'll be competitive. You know, we believe in Moses. You know, Moses 2026, he only fought twice this year. You know, a couple of problems with, you know, again, we lost the December date, as I just mentioned. But he's got to make it, he's got to be busy next year, getting back to what he, you know, what he was a busy fighter. And I'm looking for him to challenge for a world.
Russ Amber makes it clear that Moses Atama isn't built on hype, he's built on skill. He focuses on what Moses actually delivers in the ring: timing, movement, power, and smart decision-making. Atama's performances show a level of intelligence and adaptability that most young heavyweights simply don't have. Jermaine Franklin can talk and try to intimidate, but once the fight starts, Moses' technique, precision, and confidence give him a decisive edge. Amber stresses that skill and preparation matter far more than reputation or past fights, and in that regard, Atama is already ahead of many in his generation. His ability to read opponents, adjust strategy mid-fight, and land clean, powerful shots makes him a genuine threat. Franklin's experience may not be enough, because Atama is methodical, physically imposing, and mentally prepared, positioning him as the clear favorite in this matchup.
I honestly thought this is the perfect opponent for Moses' development. You can't rush Moses. I know everyone wants to see him in there with killers. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I think he's ready. But the fact is, you do have to take your time with Moses. And I think someone like a Jermaine Franklin, who is a top 30 guy, top 30 guy, who again, we've seen him with AJ and Dillian Whyte, so we can compare Moses' performance against him and compare it.
Moses Atama demonstrates an impressive level of self-awareness. He knows his skills, ring IQ, and ability to control fights, while also recognizing the importance of conditioning and experience in the later rounds. This matchup with Jermaine Franklin isn't just about winning, it's a step toward preparing for longer, tougher battles against elite heavyweights. Moses' honesty about his limitations underscores his maturity and focus. While Franklin may lean on power and experience, Atama's blend of skill, intelligence, and methodical development marks him as a fighter built for the future. He's already shown he can dominate early, and this fight is part of the plan to ensure he can sustain excellence throughout every round, making him one of the most complete and dangerous young heavyweights in the sport.
Stop him.
I expect him. I believe he will win the fight. I believe he'll win the fight. How he wins it, we'll see. For me, beating him is a big thing. Right. However he does it, you know, and I want to see the other side of him as well. I want to see him, you know, I want to see him in a tough 12-round fight where he comes through it and boxes his way through it. You know, he's not a one-trick pony. He can box, but as I say, you know.
The fight between Moses Atama and Jermaine Franklin is shaping up as a defining moment for both fighters, but the clear edge belongs to Moses. Experts from Joe Rogan to Tony Bellew have praised his superior movement, angles, and boxing intelligence, proving he's not just physically gifted, but tactically brilliant. Franklin may bring experience and size, but Moses' preparation, adaptability, and ability to exploit weaknesses make him the overwhelming favorite. This bout isn't just about a single fight, it's about building momentum, learning to dominate different styles, and proving he belongs at the top of the heavyweight division. Moses possesses the ring IQ, composure, and power to dictate every round, and his confidence shows he's already thinking beyond this matchup toward elite opponents like Usyk. If Moses controls the fight early, Franklin will struggle to adjust, and any attempts at intimidation or brawling will backfire. Even if Franklin survives the early rounds, Moses' strategic growth and conditioning will give him a decisive advantage in the later rounds. Fans should watch closely because Moses isn't just winning, he's making a statement for the future of the heavyweight division. Are you backing Moses Atama to dominate, or do you think Jermaine Franklin can pull off the upset? Drop your thoughts below.